well, now we've actually had that in full screen, I can actually mention that the quality isn't exactly the best. It's like it's directly taken from the PS1 version. Just literally just ripped and slapped on here. You could easily tell the quality, and they didn't even remake it because Zest's eyes are just dead. He just looks dead inside. Anyway, hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we're off for more Final Fantasy. Bonus episodes now! Don't know how often I'm going to be updating this at this point, considering that we're done with the main game anyway. But I've got to load my normal game up. Because in this episode, we're not doing the final boss yet again. Poor Silver got knocked out there. Because we are going to do the Dawn of Souls dungeon, starting with the Earthgift Shrine, which is just south of the final dungeon, as well as the first dungeon, technically, I guess you could say, the Chaos Shrine. Now, we are right outside Garland's little chamber here, / Chaos, whatever you want to call him, but that's for last episode, and that was an hour of pain, so that was fun. But yes, we're fully healed, that's kind of a thing, but you know what? We could walk all the way back outwards, or we could just do this. Whoa-hey! And funnily enough, it actually takes us back through the time hole, through the past, back to the present, and spits us outside. Exit is some powerful magic for a spell that doesn't even cost over 10 MP. Good lord, that is a powerful exit spell. But yes, we're back on the world map here, and I'm just gonna come over here and just gonna spend my money, because why not? Because we've got, like, so much money, I might as well just max out everything at this point. Because I'm not going to lie, you want to be prepared. You don't want to be wasting your magic on healing. That's all I'm going to say. Always stock up your items to the max. Just going to do it that way. Can I do that without... Yeah, I can do that without having a second thought. That's cool. Antidotes, yeah, screw it, why not? Just fucking max out everything, because money is no object here. I would actually like to get some more better items, so I am going to go to Gaia, so let's head up that way. Get to see this nice map screen once again. Not going to be seeing it that often though, we're only going to go to the places we need to go to, but I'm just maxing out all my items on camera, because it's kind of recommended. Because like I said, you don't want to be using magic most of the time, you want to just be using items mostly just to heal and whatnot. We're not actually going to need them for the first dungeon, to be fair. It's probably just when I'm going to be outside the boss chambers, and I'll get to that when we get to that. But basically I'm just doing a little bit of stocking up here, keeping it on screen so you know where to go. I'll just max this out, there we go. Max these out, there we go. Already done Phoenix Downs. Tents and cottages are useless to me. Oh, wasn't there a place I could buy high ethers? I feel like there was. If there is a place, it will probably be on Rack. Probably. If you feel like you will need some of those powerful tonics, then you might want to go to the caravan over here. Actually, is there a place I can land close enough to the caravan to take advantage of it? Well, I guess that would be the closest spot right there, but that's not where I want to go to. I want to get to up here, and there's no near landing spot, so I am going to have to make my way across. So if I get into any battles, I'll just cut into the stall, because we don't need to see anything outside of battles at the moment, unless it doesn't happen at all. Well, that's a thing. How close am I to a level up anyway? I mean, level ups are going to be so helpful still, so we do want to keep an eye on that. Plus, we're still reaping the effects of the extra Protect Cloak we got, as well as the Masamune, so that's going to be really helpful. So yeah, it's definitely idealistic to go through the Chaos Shrine first, all the way to the final boss, then leave, which is why I did it first. Yeah, there's no way I can buy high ethers. That is kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just gonna slap them on because I've still got tons of money. It's not gonna make much difference. Slap them on. I'm just maxing out everything that I need, that I want. I mean, it hasn't really done much to our money in the grand scheme of things, but that's all I can buy, so if I get into encounter, I'm going to meet you outside the Earthgift Shrine. Okay, we are here, and, well, I got into 2 battles. One with 2 Hellhounds, which cast Blaze on me, did a little bit of chip damage to everyone, and 1 Remoraz, which did a clean 50 on Zest. Thanks, game. But I'm not going to heal that, because I don't need to. we're just going to run straight in here, and yes, if you remember, we were able to enter here as soon as we beat Lich, the Fiend of Earth, which would be, whoops, wrong button, which would be the first crystal that we restored to Grace. You can enter this place at that specific time, and like I said before, if you do enter at that point, the dungeon is pretty much pips easy in terms of difficulty, but the bosses at the end, they're clearly after game difficulty. It's kind of a bit dickish, to be fair, especially since it is the first dungeon you can go through, but if you do want to go through the dungeon and not fight the bosses, it is actually a good idea to do so, because there are some sweet items in here, and they regenerate every time you go through, so if I miss any chests, it don't matter. So, there we go. And there's another thing about the Dawn of Souls dungeons which I want to go into. As soon as we step in, we get warped. And now we cannot leave, so I hope you saved beforehand, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get out until you actually reach a point where you can actually warp out. Welcome to the Earthgift Shrine, Basement 1. Basically, you may not actually be on the same floor I am. There are multiple floor layouts, and sometimes you can have the same one on multiple times on the same trip through. They're all random. Well, they're basically set, but your spawn point is different, the exit point is different, so there's different setups for different maps, but the maps are pretty much the same, as well as their chest placements. The chest contents are randomized, what the floor is going to be is randomized, basically the exit of where you spawn is randomized. It's basically all randomized, effectively, to presets, similar to, think of it like Pikmin 2. We start a floor, it's a random layout, we got a random of a few select set layouts, and then we got to go through. Think of it like that. So we're basically on floor 1 of the Giant's Cave or whatever, effectively. Think of it like that. And we do have new random encounters here, but they're not exactly the best. And this is obviously the first of the four Dawn of Souls dungeons, so it is going to be easy. But every Dawn of Souls dungeon pretty much plays out as such. All going to be random floors. Every 5 to 10 to 5, basically every 5th floor there's something that's going to be a thing. Maybe every 10 floors depending. In this case, the Earthgift Shrine only has 5 floors. Now, I'm done talking about that. We have black goblins. Just attack them. They're nothing to you. Look at that. They're only slightly stronger than the strongest goblin that we could fight outside of dungeons. And they don't mean anything to us. Spider Silk. That is one of the things I've maxed out, which is fine. And I'm not going to use one of everything in order to find out what that is, because if I can't hold anymore, then it's obviously something I can buy. Alright, so the previous floor that we just had, basically that formation is just make it to the end, you get 2 chests. Whoopity-doo. I'm going to go check the bestiary quickly. If I'm a little bit out of sorts, it's because I haven't recorded in a little bit, because I finished the Let's Play like about a week and a half ago. I've got a new job now, so I may be a little bit tired. It's actually 5 days a week, so I'm not in the bloody agency anymore, thank bloody Christ. But yeah, it's a bit tiring, but it's something that I like to do, so that's cool. I'll probably go into more detail on an update video. What do I want to go for here? What am I trying to do? Do I need to go further down? Ah, here we go. Black Goblin. Yeah, 50 HP, and they can drop potions. Not exactly the biggest threat. So like I said, the random encounters in this dungeon for the 4 out of the 5 floors are pretty much pips easy, but the bosses on the 5th floor are dicks, and I'll get into another mechanic about some of these dungeons once we get there. But yes, last floor was just a simple walkthrough, 2 chests you got. This is a screen wrapping block of desert, effectively. If you can find an oasis, you might be able to find your way. We got a new encounter here, the best worm. You're too easy, die please. Wow, you actually lived that? You can. Wow, really? Okay, you must be one of the rare encounters that actually put up a fight, my lord. Screw what I was saying about being safe. Bloody hell. Excuse me? As soon as I was going for that speech of that. Oh, they're easy. My god, how much health does this thing have? It took my 3 strongest hitters in order to do that. It doesn't even give me shit for experience. Money doesn't even matter. I need to have a look at what that was. I think that was one of the rare encounters here that actually does quite a lot. Then again, this is the hardest floor of the bunch because it's hard to get off of. It's hard to find the exit, and etc, etc. He can drop mega elixirs. Wow, 2,500. He effectively had pretty much the same health as... Yeah, effectively the same as Lich. That's crazy. Lich rematch is what I'm saying. Let's just hope I can find a oasis, because otherwise we'll go... Ah, here we go. Okay, some trees. They're pointing upwards, so I want to follow that. Use the areas to your advantage. If they point somewhere, you want to follow them. Usually in a straight direction is normally the best approach. We've got some desert peeds here. I think these are new encounters, even though they don't look too different from what we've had before. Block that with the Jaeger shield. Kill you with 500 damage. Your pip's easy. Unlike that worm we bumped into, but it still only took us 2 turns to beat it. With everyone just attacking. It's just quite big damage to Sorba, which I am actually going to heal with a couple of high potions now that I think about it. I should have done that after the fact. Right, so let's follow this. Oh, we got another pointer here. It's a lone tree. I guess I'll continue going north. Here we go. So that lone tree is the center of the map, just to let you know. And that arrow that was pointing upwards has led to these trees pointing left. So we want to follow left from the middle tree. More and new enemies that are not really worth our time. Just leaving them in because they're new and so easy to kill. Let's kill you all again. Simple as 1 HP. Obviously they're going to have a chance to poison, but if they drop antidotes, that's not really that big of an issue. No money whatsoever. There's a chest here. White Fang. I was hoping that you were going to be something else, because you, like I said, you get really sweet items here if you're lucky. But yes, we have a White Fang here, which is basically, well, you would think of it being blue, because ice is typically blue in this game, but no, it's a White Fang. That is Blizzara compared to the Red Fang, which is Fire. If you want to keep coming through this dungeon over and over, you can grind up the White Fangs pretty easily, and just have Blizzara, but we already have the Black Cape, so that's kind of mute. Got an antidote out of that battle, and the Oasis had the exit. Look at that. If I want to continue exploring, I might be able to find the item I'm looking for, but I got to come through this dungeon again anyway, and I'll get to that bit. Alright, so that was the desert. This floor, I think, was floor number 1, and it's just a repeat. Like I said, floors can sometimes repeat. I don't think enemy spawns change that drastically between the different layouts of floors. I think it's normally just the same encounters just to slow you down because they're so easy. I'm just killing them because why not? Yeah, it is the first floor. No, this is a different network of caves, I think. I wasn't going to cut this battle off and cut my speech out. That would have been awkward. Let's just kill you all because you're nothing to me. You're just doing 1 HP damage to me constantly. 8 hits now with Sorba. Without any boosts. Hey! Daewoo blocked with his cape! I did say that they act as shields for wizards. Good thing I did keep this battle in because we haven't seen that yet. A protect drink. I think we were able to buy these at the caravan, which I mentioned before we came in here. Temporarily raises defense. Yep, definitely. You can buy those. That's fine. It's only a temporary. It's basically X defense in this game. I want to go back on myself. Oh, 5 goblins. Well, you know what? I'm not going to waste my time on you because you're more than 4. So, screw you both. Screw you both? Screw you all. You know what I mean. And that was a dead end. Great. So, let's just head this way. And back out we go. How did I not get an encounter for all that? Are we already done? Ah, no. I was wondering when I was going to hit this floor. This is what I consider the most annoying floor. The desert floor, or the desert map that can be randomly generated on any floor, is considered the hardest map because of that desert enemy, but I forgot that that was a thing. This I consider the toughest in terms of trying to navigate. The exit is always there. Sometimes you spawn right next to the exit on the opposite side of the tree, or you spawn at the bottom left, which is where we've got to go down to in the first place. And there are multiple ways on getting up to the top, but some trees swap places on different loadouts. So you could go like to the closer exit to go upwards from the bottom, and you could go all the way through. In other times you'll have to go all the way around the circumference of the entire room just to get to the exit. And it's just random if there's a tree there or not. So even though all the maps are similar, there's like 4 different variations, I think. I'm only just going on by what I know, because I've only played through these dungeons a handful of times, and I'm going by what I remember. And yes, we've got a little bit of Earthbound stuff going on here right now. We've got an enemy in our way, and we have to fight them in order to progress. They're in our way, we have to engage them. Kind of funny, really. It's basically like a miniature mini boss fight or boss fight in this dungeon. But it means nothing to us because he's dead. Even Daewoo can one-shot them. I think that says something considering he's got the cat claws, which is the weakest physical attack. So, yeah, here we go! That's the item I was talking about. Sometimes you can start down here, sometimes you can start up there, and your spawn point and the chest just swap places. But in this case, I just got one of the best items that we can grind from this dungeon. It's not often that you get it, but when you do, it's amazing. Why? Because the silver apple raises max HP by 5 permanently. Permanently. That is not a joke. It is not a trick. I will use it on Daewoo. Watch his max HP. 447, 452. You see that? 452. Permanent boost. Broken. I love it. Get those. And I think a gold apple is basically 2 silver apples. And they do sell for a lot, but I don't think money's an issue at this point. Like I said, that apple is one of the main reasons why you want to come through this dungeon early game. Because other than that worm, all the enemies are so weak that even at that point in the game, you'll probably be able to breeze through them all with just one cast of Blizzara. And it's like, just do it. Because those silver and gold apples will be able to help you out if you're a little bit stuck. But obviously, when you get to floor 5, don't fight the bosses, just take the warp to get out. Like I said, when we get to that floor, which is the next floor, I'll cover that. Because I'm not doing the bosses in this episode. Right, so this is this is kind of a forced encounter in terms of I can't move forward until I beat them. It's funny, really. It's not an encounter space. It's like an NPC I have to talk to and eliminate in order to get through. So it's like, if we pass back through, I don't have to do the fight again. But it's still required. Thanks for the pointless potion that I don't need. And I'm going to have to fight every single one of these. I'm guessing all the other random encounters I've got... Really? Just the one? You can bugger right off with the 700 damage. Yeah, if I get into any other random encounters, I'll probably cut them out. Let's just hope this is the right way. No, it's not. We can see that there's a tree in the way, so that stopped us that way. So let's try this guy. Problem is, they're all the same bloody encounter as black goblins. That's all we're really fighting, even though they look like knights. The first one was skeletons, but mostly they're going to be black goblins. We've got another useless potion. Thanks for the red drop all the time. That was a pointless dead end. Thanks, game. Yep, I'm going on the outer edge. That's fun. Oh, never mind. I guess there can be any random encounter. I'm just used to being them goblins and skeleton knights. Stalfoes. You know what I mean. And yeah, like I said, all these similar looking but still weak as hell enemies are like new entries in the bestiary for whatever reason, so... Yeah, it's not like they could have just taken enemies from other parts of the game and stuck them in. But now that we're on the left side of the map, we have a pathway through the middle by going left halfway through, or we go to the top of the map and continue. I feel like I want to continue upwards directly before I go to the left in the middle. Gloom Widow. All these encounters are kind of forced, so I don't want to leave them in. At least we've got some action going on, even though the pip's easy. 70 experience. What was the point? Oh my god, multiple choices everywhere. Could you please get out of my way, good sirs? I do not like. I'm running out of things to say because these battles are so easy, but it's like I can't justify cutting them out. Oh wow, one step. Oh, we haven't fought these guys often enough. I'll leave these in. That was pretty funny though. It was like, hey, I just did a sequence encounter. Guess what? Now we chuck a random encounter at you. Thank you, game. Oh, okay, there's 2 pathways going through the middle. Oh, I can't run from this one. That's fun. Oh, I should have used the black robe. I'm not thinking. I'm just holding down the X button. Because there's literally no point. I mean, to be fair, if we were running off of... Well, I was going to say if we were like playing any other version that did have the Dawn of Souls version, but was using the old battle engine on every level of magic has its own set of spell points. But no, none of the games actually do that. As in, none of the old games use the old battle system with the Dawn of Souls, because it's only with the MP system that we're using now, like I said, GBA and onwards. That guy's actually walking around, so I can actually avoid fighting that one. So I can fight this one and get him out of the way. You know, the amount of times they've actually attacked me, I'm surprised that... well, I would have been surprised that I'm not getting poisoned, but I don't think... I think Zest's the only one that doesn't have a ribbon. Yeah, everyone else has a ribbon except for Zest. And yes, I did not miss a ribbon. You only get 3 in the entirety of the game, so one person's got to tough it out. But normally I leave the person who's the most tankiest to leave it out. There's a chest down there. Damn it, I need to go back for that now I've seen it. That's going to irk me. Running from all the encounters, I don't want to talk to you, because I think if you collide into them, they fight you as well. The best thing about these enemies being so weak is that I can actually run away from them, and it doesn't matter. Because they give no money, no experience, and the items that they drop I'm already maxed out on, so it's like, screw you. Unless I couldn't run for a moment there, I'm going to leave that one in just for comedic effect after I said that. Of course I had to jinx myself. Alright, guys, let's just do this. Where is the black cape? I still got the clothes! God. Ugh. Can't believe I actually finished off the main game with the clothes in my inventory. And I said I was going to sell them when I came back, but that's been like a week and a half to 2 weeks since I finished recording the final episode, even though that was uploaded, technically, 4 days ago. As in, like, it was made public 4 days ago. So that's the thing. I came back for this. And it's an item I already had. Joy. Right, let me just kill you then, just for the sake of killing you. That's annoying. So I wasted my time coming back for that chest. But when you see a chest, you're not going to pass it up, because it could have been another silver apple. You never know. The contents of the chests are just as random as their placements, the map, basically the entirety of the dungeon other than the set floors, which in this case would be floor 5 of the Earthgift Shrine. And there was nothing down that way. In fact, if I come back down this way... Oh, come on! Oh, okay. Well, actually, that could be a pathway, because it's kind of blocked up with that one weird empty space. Maybe that's a... I think that's actually one of the spawn points, and it just swaps you out for that tree. Could be wrong about that, but then again, I never started in the middle of the forest before. Like I said, I'm only going by what I know, and what I have experienced, and what I remember. And if you guys are playing along with me, you could be having a completely different loadout. This could have been your first floor. This is just the Pikmin 2 caves of Final Fantasy. Can you get out of my way, please? I just realised I back attacked the guy, effectively, and I'm the one who got ambushed somehow. And I also just realised this dude was moving, and I'm going back the way I just came, as in the dead end with the pond. So this battle was a complete waste of time, and I could have actually avoided it. Bloody hell. I gotta go back on myself further. I do not like this floor. And the encounter rate is too damn high. This is going to be fun to edit. I cannot cut this one out. I do have to walk around the entire circumference of the room. That's so annoying. I don't like doing that. I just wish I could just take the first path, go straight up, and what's annoying is that it's still going on. Alright, let's fight you properly. I hate this floor. This is why I think this floor is worse than the desert floor, because at least you can find your way through the desert, and as long as you don't bump into the worm, you're fine. But this pinkish purple forest man, we still need to get across. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Ugh. This purple forest is making my nose twitch with its fumes. That was a terrible joke. Okay, you can walk into them and it doesn't trigger a fight. Oh, please, I can say I can cut through this way. Please say I can cut my way through this way. Okay, that was terrible. I mean, I guess it's a double pun because I did cut, and what do you do with trees when you have a weapon? You cut them down, so whatever. Double pun on pun, and it was terrible just the same. Get it? Terrible? Because I cut it! Ha! Okay. I'll stop. This floor makes me crazy. Oh my god, multiple choice. It's this one. If the Dawn of Souls dungeons are the caves from Pikmin 2, then this floor is effectively the Final Fantasy edition of the Lost Woods. I guess that's one way of looking at it. I mean, it's not one screen at a time just going through logs and shit. But, you know, it's effectively the same thing. I want that chest. Gimme. Oh, another red fang. That's okay, I guess. I have no clue where the exit is right now. I am lost. Could you move, please? I don't want to fight you. Is it down here? Please say it's down here. Let's kill these bloody spiders again. Spiders! A giant legion of spiders! Oh boy. I think another the only reason why I'm doing these videos is because as my computer right now has got a faulty PSU, it just kind of died on me, so I can't record Ocarina of Time Chaos Edition. Again, I'll be covering that in an update video whenever I decide to record it, but right now I'm not in the mood to do that. So I thought I'll just chill for tonight. I'll do a bit of recording on this, get through this dungeon at least, and then I can like do a boss and I can do the dungeon again off screen, because I'm not going to get a level up anytime soon. So that'll be fun. I mean, if I get any more apples, I'll leave them in my inventory for you guys to see. Like I said, I'm not going to get a level up anytime soon because I'm getting such pitiful experience. Well, then again, saying that, yeah, I'm not getting anywhere with level ups. It's not even a point. There's a grave here. I want to check the grave! I'm 31 minutes in, but the amount of battles I've got to cut off, I'm estimating at least 3 minutes are going to be chopped off. I can't even check the grave. What's the point? This is like the only grave that's here on this map, and I can't even check it. I think I found the exit. Fight me, heathen! You're in my way! Hibuski! Soba took you out. He was mad that he couldn't finish the game. Yes, we found the exit. Good. Oh, come on! There we go. Turn to Akawaku for a moment there. And here we are! Earthgift Shrine Basement 5. That took a while. Thank you, Floor 4. Thank you, Forest. Yes, we're on Basement 5. Now, I am going to save right now, even though I've got to make another backup file anyway, so that'll be for level 43. I don't plan on redoing the final episode. I already had to redo it in the video because I died. Fun. But yes, we've got a backup file. So yes, there are no random encounters on this floor, but there are 2 doors. If we continue onwards, however... Oh, okay. Hang on. Ah! There's a pathway over here, and I believe if we follow this network of pathways, if I can get through anyway. Oh, god damn it! Let me come around this way. Oh god, no, that's the one. That's the one. Oh dear. Okay, so that's one boss. That is one boss. So what's in here then? That's another. Oh right, there's 4 bosses, isn't there? There is 4 bosses. I swear there is a place we can warp. Maybe you can use the exit spell as well, perhaps. I don't want to test that out right now, though. I swear there is like a dummy warp for you to get out with. But yes, there are 4 bosses on this floor. In this cavern of rooms. And there are, like I said, there are only 5 floors of the Earthgift Shrine. The 5th floor, in this case, is Choose Your Boss. And these bosses are from other Final Fantasy games beyond Final Fantasy 1. That is insane. You're basically going against enemies that appeared in future games that had better mechanics than the first game. Except for Final Fantasy 2. That one sucked. But, you get what I'm saying. I mean, hell, in a later dungeon, we actually get to fight enemies from Final Fantasy 6. So here's some nostalgic trip for the channel right there. But yes, there are 4 bosses. Problem is, once you beat a boss, you get locked into the room and you cannot escape. And that means once you beat the boss, you can't go back and fight another boss and reap their rewards. So if you beat one of the 4 bosses on this floor, which most of the time during these Dawn of Souls dungeons, you're going to have a multiple choice. If you want to fight a different boss and either add it to the bestiary or reap its rewards, that it always drops, I believe. I believe it always drops, unless it has a very small chance of it not dropping it. You have to go through the entire dungeon again just to do it. I believe for the Earthgift Shrine you have to go through 4 times. Since it's the shortest dungeon, it's not that big of an issue, and you can get loads of apples from it for your HP. But there are 4 bosses, so that means we've got to do these 5 floors 4 times. That's effectively 4 runs through this dungeon, 20 floors in all. 4 separate chances on running into the forest floor at least once. And that is ridiculous. And it is a little bit grating. But if I can do it, I might try to... Oh, that's going to be annoying, actually, because if I just record it all at once, I'm going to have like a 2-hour video on my hands just trying to get through the dungeon multiple times. But that means, in the next episode, guys, we're going to have a freaking boss jamboree. I'm going to be cutting out every time I go through the dungeon once again. That's what this video is for. And we're going to be able to do all 4 bosses in one video. And hell, if I can't do all 4 bosses in one video, it's just going to keep on going until I can beat them all 4. If I die, I'm going to leave the run in. That is what's going to be insane unless it's super short. So, in the next episode, guys, it's going to be starting to do the Earthgift Shrine bosses. See you guys then.